Hi, welcome. This will be a yin plus restorative class. So go ahead, have any props that you have available to you ready. If you don't have all the fancy props, you could grab a thick beach towel, a blanket, a couple thick books that will help support you in your poses. So we're going to start in a cross-legged seat just to center ourselves. So go ahead, bring your hands next to your hips, lift them up, and then slide your sits bones back. And then from here, just let the hands rest and close your eyes. And just tune in to your breath. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice where you feel a little bit of tension or tightness in your body. And then just also notice where you feel really good. Feel the weight of your body on the floor. Take a few deep, steady breaths in and out. As you continue to take your breath in, bring in more oxygen, restoring the body. And as you exhale, have a sense of relaxing more deeply. Sits bones connected to your mat. Just notice the weight and the pressure. Soften your jaw. Just let your face, facial muscles be soft. Be aware of your whole body as best you can. And start to deepen your breath. Bring your palms in front of the heart. Take an inhale in. And an exhale, release, sigh. Good, and then just let the hands fall. And we'll set up for our first pose. So we will start with coming into a cross-legged seat. And I really like to start with this one because I just feel it's gentle enough, or it has that balance between really intense and then maybe a little bit too gentle. So once you're in your seat, you can walk your hands forward, let your head hang down. And if you do want to bring the floor to you, you can take some blankets here and then just let your gaze drop. Sits bones heavy. And if you have big sensation right out the gate, you want to continue with your steady breath. And if it's just too intense, of course, you would come more upright. Otherwise, just go for it. And just notice if you are not allowing yourself to deepen into the stretch. So maybe you need a little wiggle around. Maybe you can make your neck more soft and your head heavy, or open the jaw a touch. Just take a few more rounds of breath here. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release. And then slowly walk the hands back up. And then you'll just switch the cross of the legs and come right back in to the pose. Might be a little bit different in terms of how flexible you are on one side versus the other, totally normal. But you walk your sits bones back. You can rest your head in your hands. And just stay focused on your breath. Notice if your mind wanders, bring your attention back to your breath. And just continue to lengthen the inhales and exhales. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And slowly press yourself up. So the next pose, we'll continue with the hips, and I'll give you a couple options here. The first one would be coming down to the back and crossing your right ankle over your left thigh. And then from here, you lift that shape, grab behind the thigh or even in front of the shin. You might notice that your chin lifts quite a bit, so you can just take a little tuck to that. And this left foot that's hanging here, just let that hang out. The right foot could be more active. So if you want to intensify this, you could take it at the wall. So you would take your left foot up to the wall and then cross your right ankle over. And that's just adding quite a bit more intensity to the stretch. But you also won't have to hold on to the legs, which is kind of nice. You still keep the right foot active and then the left foot's pressed against the floor. If you want to deepen this, you continue to move your bum toward the wall. And soften your face, relax your jaw. Your arms might be out to the side if the feet are at the wall or up over your head. 3 more rounds of breath, smooth and steady. And then just slowly, whether you're at the wall or holding the shape, shift a little side to side. And then depending on which variation you took, you'll unhook the right foot. So either both feet would be on the ground and you can take the knees side to side, or at the wall. And then we'll switch. So the left ankle crosses over the right thigh. You draw the shape in toward the chest, reach between the gap. Notice if your mind wanders when we're in stillness. You can anchor yourself by paying attention to the belly rising and falling. And just take the shape a little side to side. And then unhook the foot so both feet are down on the mat or at the wall. And take the knees side to side. Good, and then take the knees into the chest, grab behind the thighs, and roll up. Now we're going to work on opening the chest and the shoulders. So you can take a bolster or a blanket. And you want the bolster underneath the shoulder blades so that when you come down, the shoulders do touch down on the mat. So it's like a little bit of a back bend and a chest opener. You could also take a blanket, and if you can just find the corner here, the triangle part, you can put it right at the base of the cervical spine. You'll feel a little bony prominence there at the base of the neck. And then with the arms, you can take them out to the sides and up, like out cactus or letter T, or all the way up overhead. Take your head a little side to side. The legs could either be with knees bent, feet hips width distance, and then the knees just tap in toward each other. You could take them out long, like you're setting up for Shavasana. Or you could take a hip opener, soles of feet together with knees wide. And you could always support this pose with the block underneath each knee. And if you want to even take it further and feel a little bit more grounded, you could take a blanket or a towel and just put it over your belly. And then just settle in here, let your back body become really heavy. Face is soft, jaw is relaxed. Knees are heavy toward the mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release. Then you'll take your hands to the outer knees and draw them in to the center. Then just very mindfully roll on to one side or the other. And just stay there for a moment. And then gently press yourself all the way up. Okay, so now we'll do a twist. So take the bolster, and it's basically vertical on the mat. You can take your blankets or towels back here. And then from here, you've just got the right thigh lined up with the short edge of the bolster, and this left knee is sliding off of the right, and I'll show you an option there. And then we'll plant the hands down and turn the belly toward the bolster and then come on down. And you might want this bolster elevated, so you can always put a couple blocks underneath to support you there. And then you might bring your right ear down, but if you want more of a twist, you might be able to bring your left ear down. And then for grounding here, you might take a blanket over the feet. You could also take a blanket between the knees. So right ear down or left. And then arms just surround the mat. And just feel the support of your bolster under your body. And the top knee could come forward or even slide back more if you have the space there. Let gravity take over and become very heavy. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Slide your hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up. And then we're just going to move onto the other side. So you're welcome just to flip over or come through hands and knees. So now that the left thigh is lined up, you can still cover your feet with the blanket or have a bolster or blanket between the thighs. And then you turn your torso toward the bolster. And if your neck allows, you might deepen the twist by looking right or just stay looking left. And then just settle in. And just let this feel really nourishing. Restful. And then just remember with the top leg, you could slide it forward for less intensity, kind of stack it over the other knee, or slide it way back. Continue to keep the mind-body connection as you continue to breathe. Just stay present in your body. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release. Good. Let your hands support you as you come back up. And then we'll set up for our final resting pose, which will be our Shavasana. So I like to prop my knees up on a rolled up blanket or a bolster. And then you can really get cozy here and just cover yourself up with a blanket. And then from here, you can take the towel or the yoga blanket and have this triangle part again underneath the cervical spine. So if you feel the neck and then you come down, you should feel like a bony prominence here. You can then place that part onto the blanket. And then once you're there, just make all the little movements you need to. You can even take an eye pillow here and fully kind of like cover your self up if you're comfortable with it going all the way over your head. Take the legs out by the sides. And then just let gravity take over. So just settle in. Back body is really heavy. Legs are wide enough so that the feet turn out. You could walk your shoulder blades together a little bit just to puff up the chest. And then just bring your attention or awareness to your right foot. Relax the whole right foot. Bring your awareness to your right leg. Your whole right leg relaxes from your foot all the way up to the hip. Relax your whole right leg. And then bring your attention to your left foot. Relax your whole left foot. Relax your left leg. From your foot all the way up to the left hip. Relax your whole left leg. And let the hips be heavy. Belly is soft. And chest rises and falls. Bring your attention to your right hand. Relax your whole right hand. Relax your right arm. From your fingers all the way up to the shoulder. Whole right arm relaxes. Relax your left hand. Relax your left arm. From your fingertips all the way up to the shoulder. Relax your whole left arm. Soften your jaw and your throat. Relax the space between the eyebrows. Relax the face. Whole body relaxes. And just bring yourself back to the present moment. But of course, you can stay here as long as you like. Start to deepen your breath. And just add a little movement to fingers and toes. And then you'll just mindfully roll over to the right or left side. And then use your top hand to gently press you up to your seat. Eyes remain closed. And just notice how you feel now compared to when we started. So we must respect this practice just as much as the more physical practice of vinyasa and hatha, or anything that you're doing exercise-wise, high intensity. So taking this time once or twice a week to just tune in, be in silence, and restore the body is so important. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release. Namaste.